guys, it's Two Bricks, and I have another ship to show you from The Empire Strikes Back. This time it's the GR-75 Medium Transport, or simply the Rebel Transport. These are the guys that in the beginning of the film, they are facilitating the escape of the rebels. This is primarily a people mover, and they have the, the ion cannon on the ground is firing shots up to cover the escape because these guys don't really have any weapons. Curiously, all throughout Empire and also Return of the Jedi, you see a ton of these guys just kind of floating around in the fleet. Whenever you see shots of the Rebel Alliance fleet, and it always seemed odd to me that those were present because they're basically defenseless, converted cargo ships that are just designed to ferry people around. So I was just wondering, like, what's that going to do in a battle against a Star Destroyer or something? But anyway, this is my rendition of it. And I think it's such an interesting shape. It's such a tricky shape to capture as well because it's so organic looking, but it kind of has that kind of almost whale-like profile to it. And I tried to achieve the whole kind of top section just using traditional plates on top of plates building techniques. And when you look at the original, it has this kind of toothed cutout shape to the bottom of it. So I felt like using these wedge plates would kind of help to evoke that a little bit. So I thought that worked out pretty well. I'm using a mixture of old gray and new light bluish gray, as always with my Star Wars ships. That's just something that I like to do to give it a little bit of flavor to the color scheme. Probably one of the hardest things to figure out was how to get this super nice curved, double kind of curving piece under here to just line up perfectly. And I'm using a ton of different hinge plates. I think I can pop this off and show you guys. I'm using a ton of different hinged plates to just get as much curvature into this as possible. But it's like, it's a pretty subtle curve, so I didn't want to go too crazy with it and have like big gaps in between each of the sections. But yeah, this ended up working out pretty well. And looking at it from the rear, we can see the three kind of main large engines under here. And then there's these two supporting engines on either side. And for this one, I just had to turn this plate sideways and have kind of just the indication of the blue in there. But really, like, both of these engines should be roughly the same size. But I wanted to have it in there, but I didn't want to kind of mess up the whole, overall look of the thing. I thought it would be too bulky if I had another one of these sitting right here. Because it's pretty sleek in the back here. So I think this is where this would be kind of the bridge where your pilot or captain would be sitting for this ship. He has a nice view, unencumbered, straight down the front. You can see everything that's going on. Kind of reminds me of sort of the superstructure on one of those giant cargo ships, and I guess that's probably what it's supposed to evoke. Yeah, I had a really fun time creating this, especially just once I figured out the curvature that I wanted to get and what pieces I was going to use. The rest kind of fell into place really easily, but I did spend a long time experimenting with different curved plates, angle plates, wedges, rounded bricks, all kinds of different things to see what would give me the most accurate shape for the front section. So yeah, after that was done, just filling in all the little details underneath was really enjoyable, and I didn't really have to worry too much about the structure and everything because this is a very solid, packed in structure right here. This is all, there's no hollow space in here. It's pretty much all just stacked up bricks. So yeah, this one worked out pretty well. It's a really neat little ship, and it's kind of one of the forgotten heroes, I think, of the Rebel Alliance. Everybody always thinks of the Nebulon B frigate and the Millennium Falcon and all those like super cool, iconic ships, but these little gray lumps played a really crucial role in helping the rebels to get from A to B. So yeah, really happy to have this guy in my fleet, and yeah, there's not really too much more to say about it. It kind of is what it looks like. It's sort of what you see is what you get. Alright guys, and of course we have to do the obligatory size comparison. This time I thought I'd do it just slightly differently and give you guys a look at all the ships in descending order that I have done so far, descending in order of scale, roughly. So of course on the left we have the Rebel Blockade Runner, the Tantive V4. Here's the G-57 in comparison. It's a fairly sizable ship, but not that big. And then here it is next to an AT Walker. I feel like what the rebels should have done is on the way out of the base, just had these guys just sort of smash into all the AT-ATs that were approaching. Down to the Sandcrawler, the Falcon, Slave 1, all the single man fighters, and into the itty bitty AT-ST Walker down there. All right, so that is the whole lot so far. Fleet is growing in leaps and bounds, and we only have one more ship to cover from the Empire Strikes Back, and that'll be the next video. I'm super excited to share that with you guys. It's ginormous. So that's going to do it for this week. If you enjoyed the video and if you're enjoying the series so far, I would love it if you guys could support the channel by leaving a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe for more videos. I'm really trying to grow the channel and help get you guys the most content in the quickest amount of time possible, and so that stuff all really helps. All right, guys, and of course, if you didn't like the video, feel free to thumbs down and let me know what you think I could do better. I really appreciate all feedback from you guys as long as it's constructive. This is, after all, a construction-based channel. So the next ship that I have for you guys, like I mentioned before, is a really big one, and it's the second biggest ship that I have in the fleet so far, so I'm really excited to share that with you guys. And yeah, tune in for that, and until I see you guys again, may the Force be with you.